Mutare city has been experiencing water problems for many years now. Dangamvura, Gimboki, Hobar's, and Chikangafe's 3 suburbs being the hardest hit areas, with residents going for days without water. Mutare is known to have the best water quality, but is still experiencing water challenges despite having an abundance of perennial water sources, namely Pungwe, Odzani, Small Bridge, and Lake Alexander.
Ndofunga nyaya yekurasika kwemvura kubva patemu yangu yekutanga 2008 at one time I said ndichaenda kubasa, I said tikukutadza here kugadzirisa mvura idzi dziri kurasika pese pese zvokutiti inini dai kuti hanzi kutsvaga mari kutokwereta chikwereti ndaikwanisa kukwereta by then 2000 otherwise yaikwanisa kudini kuita cater for that. Saka ndataurika hariso basa ranyu bakansela regai tichaona zvotingaita, but nothing happened. We kept on making noise, mari hakuna, but of late takazotaurwa kuti takarombozama kuisa maplastic chips toona kuti haavandalize kufuti here. Saka wakati tiri kutesta handina kuzviona hangu, wakati hanzi wakaisa unonzi kudi kuchisamba singles unonzi kwaona Japan. Saka nausvika wako hangu kuti ndoona kuti zvechokwadi zvakaitwa here.
Ini ndinoitwa kansela Sekai Mukodza weward 16. Nhau yemvura muward 16 hatina problem yakanyanya kukura maningi, but tine manhingirikini 2 masuburbs 2 akaita seZimta neBenway ndo vane maproblem yemvura inoita zvekureshenwa, but the whole Chikanga haina reshening. KuZimta neBenway mvura inoreshenwa nekuti vanouse hobos tank, saka vanoreshenwa. Mumwe kwese uku tinomwa mvura inobva kutengi repaChristmas Pass. Tine futi problem nevanhu vemumahalapi, sezvo isiri nzvimbo yakagadzirwa kuti vanhu vagare, pane maillegal settlers. Saka vanhu ava vanowana mvura yavo muChikanga Methodist kana kuChikomo kana kuti paSt Joseph ward 17. The way yavanoshandisa matoilets avo vane mapit latrines, ndo mutype yematoilets ava inawo.
Mvura itori shoma. Mvura yeshe inotomboenda. Saka maona vanhu vachitowanda izvozvi kuuya. Iye mvura yatipinga enda.
Kudanga mvura munomu, mvura yashupa yatinetsa, izvi tinouchera pana tosvika pasitorina nemvura yacho kana kuti yakatovharwa. Tosvika hatina mvura, tinoita kana wiki tisina mvura, tichitoshatoione mvura. Tinodrive motikari kuenda kumapurazi kuPremier kotsvaka mvura ikuye kudi kuzotomwa pamba. Hino vanhu vangana nemotikari dzavanoenda kochere mvura kuenda uko. Ndozviri kuitika, mvura inobashupa mudanga mvura muno.
Mvura iyi iri kuramba ichingorasika kwenguva yakareba. Zvekutoti isusu tinogona takutoshayiwa mvura kunana danga mvura uko nenyaya yekuti iri kurasika murodhi yoshayiwa pressure yekuti inonge yakusvika ikwanise kusvika kudanga mvura toguma takutoita crisis yemvura. Izvi tatova nemore than about 2 to 3 years mvura isikanatsi kuoneka ichisvika kwatinonge tichigara kunana danga mvura kunana Destiny kwatinogara.
situation iri kudanga mvura kunoku, mvura iri kunetsa inoti nhasi yakauya mangwana haiuye, saka izvezvi yauya around kuma 11 o'clock, saka tatomuka takutanga kucherera mvura.
Ndiri Tsitsi Mupeti, chairperson wekward 6 kudanga mvura. Dambudziko redu remvura kudanga mvura, amwe masections mvura haisi kubuda, amwe acho inombobuda, asi iri kusection ward 6 kwakutombobudi mvura. Saka tinombotaurawo kana tikamboendawo kumaofisisi kwedu kuumuratu, sometimes vakatombomira-mirawo kutaurwa necity council, ndo painotombotunzirawo bhausi vachida kuti tichagadzirisa. Saka mhenu kuti ichazogadzirwa zvarini, asi takambonzwa kuti mapipes akauya.
My name is Mutambirwa David. I'm the programs director for Mutare Residents and Ratepayers Association. Mutare has been experiencing water shortage in some areas, such as Gimboki, Chikanga Phase 3, Hope House. But at the same time, in Sakubva, there's perennial water gushing out to the detriment of those who are failing to receive water in the areas which I've alluded to. This has necessitated the association together with UMRAT to come up with some measures to try and address the situation. Some of the measures which we have taken are that of advocacy, research and documentation, and also influencing the local authorities to be more transparent. We think that most of the challenges which are affecting the water situation in Mutare are not supposed to be happening if we are to plan things well. This is actually caused by more of management. It's more of a management issue than shortage of water, because Mutare has perennial streams which are the catchment of water from Odzani Waterworks, which includes Small Bridge, Lake Alexander, and Pungwe.
My name is Mutare. I'm an information officer at United Mutare Residents and Ratepayers Trust. Mutare has been experiencing water challenges for quite some time now, and in light of the COVID-19 pandemic, we as UMRAT were very much concerned with the water shortages that are happening in and around the city. For example, in Gimboki, Dangamvura, the water shortages are quite a worry, and we decided to have an intervention to help the residents of Dangamvura and Gimboki. We appealed to the High Court of Mutare to compel Mutare City Council to provide water, potable water for the residents in Dangamvura and Gimboki, and the High Court granted us the order. And we are happy to say that Mutare City Council has been delivering water every week to the residents of Gimboki and Dangamvura.
Some of the challenges are leakages. There is a lot of non-retrieved water which is more than 60%. So it's because of the old pipes, and also apart from the old infrastructure, there's also poor workmanship. The artisans, some of the artisans have since retired. Some of the artisans have no enough expertise in addressing the challenges. Another hindering which is affecting smooth water supply is sometimes access to information. The council is so much divorced from the citizens. They do not share information. For example, the budget itself, some of the documents which are very critical, like for example, contracts and the other documents which relate to service delivery.
My name is Jeff White. I'm a water engineer. I've lived in Mutare for about 40 years. On Mutare's water supply situation, generally a lot of the town has got a good water supply, but there are significant sections which have got problems and have had problems for a long time. Dangamvura probably being the most pronounced case due to its expansion and due to the lack of expansion of facilities to the town, to the township. Mutare water supply, generally the biggest problem facing the Mutare water supply is not the quality, it's the quantity of water getting to the end users. About in 2017, the last year I had figures or so, about 65% of the water that they produced at the waterworks was not sold. Okay, that's a mixture of water that's been mainly lost in the system and possibly partly stolen through illegal disconnections and stuff like that. So basically the biggest problem at the moment facing the town of Mutare is to cut down the water losses and get the water to the end users. They sell theoretically 35% of the water. They only get a small percentage of that water actually paid for, and even despite that they still make about an 80% profit on the water costs compared to the water income. Okay, I think it was about 1.5 million costs and about 4.8 million income in 2017. So basically, if they could get this, if they could increase the amount of sales, reduce the losses, the water supply for the town would be significantly improved. The water quality itself has been slightly affected by the catchment gold panning recently, and that's a fairly small part of the catchment and could be dealt with fairly efficiently under EMA rules and stuff like that. Basically, they need to stop any gold panning in the catchment has not been done with proper settling pans and stuff like that.
We've got one of the cleanest waters in Mutare, and when we check on the pipeline, the Pungwe pipeline, it gives us a lot of water by our Christmas Pass reservoir, thereby giving us the opportunity that all our locations can be able to receive water 24/7. But like the situation as it is in Mutare as we speak right now, our location in Dangamvura is not receiving water 24/7, but on rationed times, almost 3 hours a day. We are working towards completing our Dangamvura water pipeline. That has got its own legacy issues, that has got its own history, of which but we can safely say as of now, all our pipes, GR pipes, which is are now in place, and we are now having the resources, putting the resources together to complete that pipeline, and we anticipate that by December our people in Dangamvura should be receiving water 24/7. But also we are dealing with our people, taking into account that like people in Sakuba, the areas about Chisamba Singus, the OTS, where we have got continuously running water, that our people should be able to manage these resources. This is now a scarce resource, considering that the weather that is there, and considering the climate change that we are in as of now. And of which I would also rightly point out the issue that is happening as of now, that we are facing a challenge as a city in terms of our small bridge dam, where we have got artisanal miners, which we are saying they are now destroying the water source in the Nyakaura River in Shiba Estate, of which we are looking that as well as a potential threat to that water source and the small bridge dam, of which we plead with government to come into play. We plead with all stakeholders that we have here, the jobs, to come to assist us in trying to manage that environment, so that at least by the end of the day, Pungwe and Small Bridge will be able to assist the people in Mutare.
A significant problem at the moment in this, after the storage, is in the town area, where basically the usage at the moment is beyond the storage. Okay, so your minimum storage you want to have in a town, in the area, is about 8 hours worth of water usage. On the Hospital Hill area reservoir, which serves the main part of town here, the reservoir gets flattened every day. So basically every day the reservoir goes down to empty. The water comes in, flows across the bottom of the tank with its silt, and flows out into the central business area and some of the housing areas around it. So your water quality looks poor because it's picking up silt not from the water supply and the works, but actually from the reservoirs when they're drawing down to being empty.